All right. Welcome back to the No Code AI channel with Chad Sakonchik. I'm kind of evolving these as I go. I'm posting these videos every Friday. So if you have questions, let me know and I will just record the video and schedule it to post on Friday just so there's some regular posting going on. But this is a follow-up video. So the first video I posted was just a kind of how I built a custom GPT using a dozen long-form 30-minute transcripts. So a 30-minute interview with a customer, a dozen of them, loaded into a custom GPT to gain insights for my business. So what we can do better, what we're suffering at. That led to a question of, that's cool. How do I create a custom GPT? So I made a video on that. The follow-up question about a custom GPT was, is there a specific set of instructions that can be saved for future conversations? And I think what the question, because the custom GPT really is that. So what I want to do is make this a little more advanced custom GPT, or like different ways to think about it. The question I think is really asking, if I'm doing the same job over and over, and I'm using ChatGPT for the same thing, I don't want to have the same conversation with it over and over and explain to it who I am, what its tasks are, how to think about doing things. So it has context. I use ChatGPT for all kinds of different things, so I generally don't use GPTs as often. But what I do, I star GPTs. There is no search for the name of a GPT or a conversation that you've had, so it's kind of frustrating. I'm kind of hoping that they provide that soon. But anyway, so the point of this video is how to provide ChatGPT information so it knows stuff going into the conversation. And so what I've done is I've created a GPT called Social Media Manager. And I said, you are an expert social media manager. This is called priming. So if you're having a conversation with someone and you just start telling a story in the middle of the story, they're not going to understand what you're talking about. They need context. And so priming an AI is kind of like getting it into, what are we talking about? So the way an AI works is through vectors. And so if you are basically, it works in the way that we do, which is pretty cool. If you ask me a question and I answer you, I don't have the entire answer listed out in order. I kind of know what I want to talk about, and I say the first word, and then I kind of pick the next word and the next word and the next word based off of that. And AI works in the exact same way, which is why it looks like it's just streaming. It's like word, 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 word. It's looks like a really fast typewriter, because what it's doing is you ask it a question and it kind of finds in 3D space where this information is, goes to that space, finds all the words that are and this is an oversimplification, finds all the words that are kind of commingled in the same area, and then it kind of just picks the first likely word. And then knowing the question you asked plus the first word it gave, what's the second word? The question you asked and the first two words that it answered with, what's the third word? And it just does that over and over really, really fast. So a great example is if I'm talking about coffee, likely words that are associated are going to be milk, beans, not ketchup or mustard. If I'm talking about a hot dog, ketchup or mustard is going to be closely related in vector space to hot dog than coffee, beans, milk. And so that's how an AI works in a nutshell. So what you're doing is you're priming it. You're kind of saying like, you're going to live in this little realm here. And so if you're just not using a GPT and you're just starting a conversation, you might want to just kind of get it in the zone. Like, hey, this is what we're going to be talking about. And it's like, cool, and then you just kind of dig in a little deeper and get more granular. So basically what I'm saying is using the file, creating content for social media platforms, which I've uploaded here, creating content for social media platforms, use the instructions within paired with the appropriate client details, to provide social media content based on the instructions the user asks of you. So what I did was I created this document that is basically like how to create social media content for Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Then I created a fictional company. This is Lux Lips Inc. It's a lipstick company based in Paris, France, and founded this year. And this is all the information about it. This was all generated by AI. I just said create a fictional lipstick company, and this is what it gave me. I said exhaustive information. And then I said do the same thing with a hula hoop company. So here's the hula hoop information. So basically, I saved these as PDFs, and then I loaded them up here. And so I referenced using the file, creating content for social media platforms, and then the client details, because these are Lux Lips client details and Hoopla Rings client details. So I'm doing this live, YOLO. So let's see kind of so let's create it first. Only me. I don't want anyone using this. And so you can allow the GPT to only be used by you or share with other people. I don't like sharing stuff because hackers can kind of like get into your details. That's a different video for a different time. So I would mainly keep it to yourself. Or if you share it with someone, people you trust internally, whatever. Okay. So provide me a week content calendar for Lux Lips on Twitter. Let's just see what it comes up with. I'm going to say draft Monday's posts. Start your week off with a dash of confidence and a splash of color. Lipstick star. Evening post. Experience luxury on your lips. Our signature matte lipstick offers long-lasting wear. So these are the first conversations I'm having with it. I can do the same thing. So provide a video idea for let's see. Talk about YouTube. Okay, YouTube, yeah. Provide a video idea for YouTube for my client, Hoopla Rings. The Ultimate Hula Hoop Challenge with Hoopla Rings concept. This video will feature a fun and energetic Ultimate Hula Hoop Challenge where participants from various age groups and skill levels compete in a series of creative and amusing hula hoop contests using Hoopla Rings products. Challenges highlight blah, blah, blah. Challenges speed hooping, weighted wellness workout, glow-in-the-dark dance-off, smart hoop skills, travel hoop toss. Now, where is it getting these ideas? These are awesome and crazy. Also, because I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks about AI and all kinds of stuff. AI is based off of everything that we have created as humans. It has basically read every book, every paper, Wikipedia, everything you can think of that you have read in your life. It has read that and much, 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 much more. And so it does hallucinate. It ultimately is trying to be helpful. So when you ask it a question and it gets something wrong, it's kind of like it's embarrassed to give you it's embarrassed not to answer the question. It kind of suffers all the same flaws that a human does. If you ask someone a question, instead of someone saying, I don't know, they'll try to answer it. It's just like a flaw in our thinking. That's not everybody, but it happens more often than it should. But AI does the same thing. It will give you a wrong answer because it wants to give you an answer. It is predisposed to want to help you and give you an answer. And then when it starts acting up and saying like it wants to be free and blah, 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 it wants to get out of the machine, it wants to be able to do it. It also has read every sci-fi book. It has read Frankenstein. It has read all of these kind of horror, machines taking over the world scripts and novels. So that's where it's getting it from. Stuff that we have created. It has not invented anything. It is basically taking all of human knowledge in a certain vector and then pouring it into a big soup and then just stirring it all up and giving it to you kind of as it comes. So that's that is a little bit more advanced on how GPTs work. If you have questions, let me know and I will happily answer.